Yeah. Okay, it's a Friday, December 22nd. Down the block, Chris Young, Tom Crawford here at Grand Traverse High Company, corner Hagedorn and Grand River.
Yes, sir.
Stone's Throw from Michigan State. Want a happy holidays to everybody. This is our last broadcast.
A little quieter in here than normal.
Yeah, typically, yeah. It's a little different.
Normally this place is
last
jumping.
Sunday or last Friday. That was Friday.
Yeah, it was last Friday.
Well,
we had to sit outside.
We were outside.
Yeah.
But it was a beautiful
Well,
day.
and then the week before that, I mean, this place, every table was packed.
I don't know. Maybe they're all doing their Christmas shopping.
Could
Who
be.
knows?
Last minute stuff. Hopefully
We're
pick me up a
embracing
gift.
This opportunity for some serenity now. Happy Festivus to all those who celebrate that holiday too. Anyway, speaking of grievances,
Oh, jeez.
how's that segue?
Yeah, there you
Michigan
go.
basketball. I had a couple days. How many hours we had? 48 hours, whatever, to recover from that double overtime loss. Michigan had to Florida in Charlotte, where the Hornets play. Jumpman invitation.
Yep.
Okay, you start us off.
This is just another disappointing loss. I mean, they had control of the game in the end of regulation. They had control of the game at the end of the first overtime.
Yeah.
They gave up 3 possessions in a row and once
Yeah.
at the end of the first overtime. Like, guys, get out of the way. You don't have to block every shot.
Yeah.
Get up there, give it a good hard contest, and get out of the way. You give up a layup, you give up a layup. You're still up 4.
Bad
They
loss.
gave it up. Just another terrible loss.
Terrible loss.
And now we've got 6 losses, and of those losses, we should have won 3 of them.
Yeah.
And this is a totally different team and a totally different conversation if we win 2 of those 3.
Okay,
But now we're fighting to potentially an NIT berth.
Well, you have to go. Michigan has to go 13-7 to be in the conversation.
Yeah. And the odds of
even
that.
if they beat McNeese State.
Yeah.
They'd be 7-6, and then they go 13. That gives them 20-13.
Yeah.
And the Big Ten is not a juggernaut this year, folks.
No, but the odds of them doing that in the Big Ten, I mean, if you look at what the Big Ten's done the last 5 years, the team that goes, 12-8 typically wins the Big Ten, or 13-7 wins the Big Ten.
Yeah.
And that's going to be Purdue. I mean, watching them play again last night, I mean, that Purdue's.
It's Purdue, Illinois, Michigan State starting to catch fire.
Yep.
Wisconsin, those 4.
And then literally everyone.
All you other guys,
Yes.
all you other guys, get over there.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Michigan is
Michigan.
definitely in that conversation.
They're in all the you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, the bench outscored 43-3
Yeah.
against 16 turnovers for Michigan. Here's one thing, Chris. I want your viewpoint on this. I'm trying to think out what Michigan's really good at. Nothing. They're kind of good at. I can't figure out that kind of good at. That's what I struggle with. They don't box out. They don't defend.
Nope.
They turn the ball over, and offensively, it's glorified AAU ball, and because it's all and which why Doug flourishes. Doug Daniel, he's an AAU kind of style player.
But
I don't know.
even
I don't
him,
mean to be
there's-
so negative
there-
at holiday time, but
there were certain
realist.
situations in that game where Doug's going to the basket and he's shooting those Xavier Simpson running hook shots and scoops, from 15 feet. The left-handed trying to scoop off the backboard. And he's looking for calls and stuff like that.
Low percentage shot.
I hate those shots, but if he doesn't do that, who's scoring? Kamal will create his own shot. He'll attack, but who else?
Nobody.
They
don't have any perimeter shooting.
I do have to say, I do disagree with that a little bit. T. Will has been shooting
that's true.
snot out of the ball.
Well, way better.
When he gets the ball in the right situation, gets his feet set, and can shoot it.
But he does turn the ball over.
He still turns the ball over like freaking crazy.
Yeah.
His defense is
bad.
Really bad. His rotations are really bad, but he's shooting at like a 40+% clip. So, that's the one bright spot of their shooting, but just time and score and game situation, like when to shoot and when not to shoot, it doesn't make any sense to me how these guys are still making these same mistakes.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's coaching, right? I mean, let's be real. It's coaching. I think Juwan's a good dude. I enjoy interacting with him at press conferences, but this is 2 years in a row. And then the year prior to that, they were bubbling it right down the stretch. Then they got in a tournament. They won 2 games, which was great. And they got to the Sweet 16. Year prior, they won the Big Ten. No, was that? No, the year Yeah, was that it? Or was that
4 years ago.
Yeah, the COVID year.
The COVID year. Yep.
Yeah, they won the Big Ten,
Yep.
and then before that.
But I hate to say it. Yeah, that was Jawan's championship and all that. But there was still a bunch of Beeline guys on that team.
Yeah, this is year number 5. That's true.
So
I'm frustrated. Michigan basketball, super important to you as a former player. It's very important to me. My passion for the University of Michigan started with basketball with Cassie Russell. It did not start with football. So it's just as important to me as Michigan football. And it's frustrating because when you look down the line, what's going to happen? Is Juwan going to get fired? I mean, his anger management issues are kind of pushed aside.
Aside from all that, I mean, if you just look at his record, it's how do you keep him around when he's not, truly developing guys?
Because basketball does not matter. Maybe you knew when you played there, it didn't matter.
Michigan's a football school. Michigan's always been a football school.
Yeah.
There was.
I mean, you were dealing with facility issues.
Yeah, there was some times, during the Rich Rod football years and stuff like that, and Beeline was going to Final Fours and national championships and stuff like that. You could kind of half say that it was a basketball.
2013,
school.
they went to the title game when Brady Hoke era.
Yeah. So there was some times in there where you could kind of say, okay, maybe Michigan's a basketball school, kind of dripped in for a year or two, but Michigan's a football school. I mean, that's how it is. But that doesn't give you the excuse to not put a good product out there.
Why can't you be both?
Why can't you be at least somewhat competitive and not lose these games that it's just. They're going to look back at this in 2 months and be like, God damn, did we squander an opportunity in Oregon? Yeah. God, did we squander an opportunity against Florida? Because Florida's not a great team, but they're a potential, they're a potential tournament team.
Oh yeah.
So was Oregon. And these could have been good quality wins.
Those are not dynamite teams.
No, they're not dynamite teams, but they're they got the potential to get into the tournament, and then you win those games, and then you just go 500 in the Big Ten. Yeah. You're in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science. It's just basic math, and we just cannot figure out how to win these games. And looking at these stats and looking at the minutes played, I mean, we got a total of 22 total game minutes and a 50-minute game from our bench.
So it wasn't just the scoring 43-3. I mean, where was Will Cheddar?
Will Cheddar played 7.5 minutes in a 50-minute game, and
he got in the last two. The only time that you put Will and Terrace because they run into each other.
Yes.
You don't do that offensively.
No.
It was I don't know. It was a defensive set with a couple seconds to go in the regulation or
an inbounds play or something like that. Yeah, where they played, but
it was in the regulation.
Yeah, they don't play well.
And then guard the arc. I mean, you're up 3.
Yeah.
And they all collapsed.
All they had to do. One defensive rebound, you're going to get fouled, you walk down to the other end of the court, you make your 2 free throws, and the game is over. Instead, you bat around at it, swat at it, they pick it up, and no one runs at this kid. He gets his feet set, and as soon as it left his hand, I'm screaming at the TV like, shit, that's good.
Oh, no. It looked good.
As soon as it left his hand, he even knew it. He kind of took a couple steps back, like, gave the little Steph Curry. Like,
you could see the lift he had off the floor.
Yeah, everything.
You could always tell with the lift.
The mechanics, everything were perfect. It's like, God damn it.
And I was dropping F-bombs.
Oh, yeah, so was I. It was.
Oh, yeah. It's like, here we go again. And then you knew the game was over.
Yeah.
Because they were a deeper team.
Yeah. But why aren't we being a deeper team in some of these situations? Like, what is Yo-Yo doing in practice or not doing in practice that he doesn't even sniff the court? It's not even a consideration.
He's like a preferred walk-on.
Yeah. I mean, he's 6'9", 6'10", long, athletic. Give him a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, what
Where's
is it?
George Washington III, father of our country? He's not getting any time.
No time. Like, what are these guys not doing or not showing in practice that they're not even getting a look? And then what did Cheddar do to piss off everybody? And what did Jalen Llewellyn do? He's supposed to be working his way back.
He had a 3.
Yes, he did. But he's supposed to be working his way back into the rotation to take some of the load.
He went in the game. The lead went away.
Yes.
So you take Doug off the court, but bad things happen.
He played 5 total minutes.
No.
Like, how was that even possible in a 50-minute basketball game?
There's so many questions.
There's so many things that I don't understand.
Disconcerting game, extraordinary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I hate to sound so discouraged at the holiday season, but
it's frustrating. And we'd always try for games like this. We always try and give it like that 48-hour kind of cushion and stuff like that.
I didn't do this thing yesterday.
Exactly, but like we could tell both of us, all of our emotions are starting to come out again. Saying we're texting the whole time, like, what the hell are these guys doing? Like, come on, like this is not how this game's supposed to be played.
Yeah. Well, so I will be shocked if they make the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
I mean the word shocked.
Yeah.
Because
they have to put together
any indication.
They have to put together a serious run. And of course, it's the Big Ten. It's an absolute juggernaut of a schedule. Yeah. They got one more supposed cupcake game next week against McNeese State, which they should win.
I don't know.
They should. I mean, no, you look at it, they should win it, matchup to matchup, but who knows? And then you jump right into the Big Ten, and who knows what you're going to get.
I still go back to that Indiana game. They lost to Indiana, right?
Yep.
And 5 days later, Indiana gets beat by Auburn by 28.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana that barely beat Morehead State.
They were on the ropes the entire game, and all of a sudden they
Big Ten
put together
sucks.
a big
Indiana
comeback.
sucks.
Indiana's not a good basketball team right now.
And Michigan lost to Indiana. That's bad.
Yeah. But then
Happy
Iowa's
holidays to all of you.
But then Iowa's a pretty good team, and we beat Iowa. They're pretty good. They're going to finish in the top 5 or 6 in the Big Ten.
Squirrel finds an acorn every once in a while.
You know, for sure. But it's so difficult to watch this team play sometimes. It gets back to the early, for me, it gets back to the early, like, Beeline years where they're still trying to figure out what to do and how to do it, and they're shooting, 25 to 33s a game, and it's just like, what is this? What kind of system is this? What type of defensive rotation is this? And all of a sudden with Beeline it clicked, and I still keep waiting for the Juwan offensive defensive system one of them to click.
What is a system?
I don't know.
There's no system.
I don't know.
What is the offensive set? It's all dribble drive. There's no continuity.
It's like a hybrid between what we think college basketball should be and what the NBA is, where it's 2 to 3 guys standing around on the perimeter and 1 to 2 guys either penetrating or a ball screen and trying to go and create. Like there's no passing, cutting,
4
moving,
o'clock.
back cut.
It's 4 o'clock at the Hoover Street IM. When you get in a game with a bunch of football players that you don't belong in, that's what that reminds me of.
Yeah. Well, and then. Okay, it's okay. Offense, defense, whatever. But there's still the toughness plays. Like we got out rebounded in this game by 11. Yeah. Like it's the other little things that you can absolutely control. Taking care of the basketball. 16 turnovers. Yeah. Like take care of the ball. Make the right plays. Like it's. The frustration's mounting again.
That being said, Chris Young is typically a very positive person.
Yes.
But not today.
No.
Nor am I.
No, I'm.
But regardless,
it's what it is.
Happy holidays to all of our listeners at Down the Blocks and Crawford Podcasting Network. Hopefully next time after McNeese State, a little more positivity.
Yeah.
See what happens, and maybe we'll talk football next time instead.
I mean, it will be time to talk football.
It will be indeed.
That's for sure.
So whatever holiday you celebrate, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever. Happy holidays to all of you, and
Best
to
of us
all
for the rest of us.
A good night.